moved in the middle of the year, who have left districts, who have moved schools because the rent's too high. And what do you think that does to their learning? Do you think they can focus in class when they don't know where they're going to sleep tonight? No. And that's not right. And we're not going to stand for it. Because once again, we are fighting for the soul of our city. And we're going to chant once again, okay? I'm going to ask you, whose streets? Whose streets? Whose streets? Whose streets? That's right. So I'm calling on Governor Charlie Baker. Extend the moratorium on evictions. Endorse the BTU's phased reopening plan. Listen to families. Listen to students. Ensure safety. Not one death. Not one death. Not one death. When we fight, we win. That's right. Thank you, folks.
Thank you, Cecil, for that great introduction. Give him another hand. That was awesome. All of that. So you guys know where he's from, right? Let me hear you. Where is he from? Where is he from? Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. Next we have Jordan Buckman from Northeast. He's a Northeastern student. Does NU care? Give him a hand. Thank you.
Hey everyone, so yeah, my name is Jordan. I'm a Northeastern student and I'm with Does NU Care, which is the Coalition for Affordability, Responsibility, and Equity. We're a group of students and student groups in Northeastern who came together at the beginning of the pandemic when we realized that Northeastern was not going to be responsible with its reopening plan. They were going to harm both students and the local community, and we wanted to do something about that. Well, months have passed since then, and it seems like all of our worst fears have come true. Northeastern is reopening at the beginning of the fall semester. They're bringing all of their students back, and they're not having any plans to protect the local community. Now, yesterday, our university president, did an interview, and he also wrote an op-ed in the Washington Post. And what he said in this interview and in this op-ed was that he is doing the local community a favor by reopening Northeastern. Now, let me ask all of you, is he doing you a favor by bringing thousands and thousands of students from all across the country and across the world back to Boston to live with each other, to commute with Boston residents, to work with Boston residents, and to bring coronavirus back to Massachusetts in a much greater way than it currently is? Is he doing you a favor by making sure that Northeastern students only, not community members, have access to 24-hour turnaround testing while Boston residents have to wait 1 to 2 weeks for their testing results? Is he doing you a favor by bringing students back and having them live in Boston off campus and gentrifying Boston while Boston residents who have lived here for a very long time are unable to pay their rent and are going to be evicted by the end of the year probably? Is that something that you want? For too long, Northeastern has seen themselves as invincible. They don't listen to students, they don't listen to faculty, they don't listen to staff. We don't have a grad student union, we don't have a non-tenure track faculty union. Essentially, whatever Northeastern administration wants to do, they do. Screw the students, screw the local community, screw everyone else. So what I'm asking is, tomorrow, we are having a day of action to try to pressure Northeastern into doing things like providing PPE for all staff and faculty, which is not something that they're currently doing. They refuse to commit to providing face shields and face masks for dining hall workers, people who tend to be low income and from minority groups. Things like making sure that students are able to cancel their housing and not come back to campus up until reopening. Many students don't want to come back to campus, but they're being forced to, and being forced to potentially infect Boston residents because otherwise they have to pay thousands of dollars to cancel their housing that Northeastern would otherwise just let sit empty. Things like making sure that faculty are not forced to commute into Boston to teach all of their classes if they don't want to. Northeastern claims that they're giving people the opportunity to do this, but they're not. Many grad students, people who are even more likely to have roommates, to live in areas that are, more susceptible to coronavirus infections, those people are not able to teach remotely. So what I'm asking all of you to do is tomorrow go to doesnu.care, it's a website, and call Northeastern. There's a phone number and a call script. Send an email, do whatever you can to try to tell Northeastern that as much as they think they're representing the local community, they're not. We need to make our voices heard and make Northeastern reconsider their reopening plan before it's too late and 10,000 students come back to Boston from all over the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Hajar Logan, she's an organizer, community leader. She's a mother of 2. She's a born resident of Roxbury, and our children are under surveillance. Come on, give her a hand.
Hi, everybody. I just wanted to speak quickly to the fact that our students gave hours and hours and hours of testimony to the Boston City Council, asking them to take the police out of schools. And to hear the fact that police are still going to be in our schools is something that we need to fight against on their behalf and with them. Standing with them and leading them to take the Boston Police Department out of their schools. That is the school to prison pipeline. So secondly, on the topic today, the Mayor Menino, started with Mayor Menino, had a system where he was shrinking the number of schools in low-income communities. He was shrinking the number of schools in Roxbury, Dorchester, and Mattapan. And this system has been happening for over 20 years. So all of our schools are smaller and more crowded and not in a position at all to socially distance children. Have you ever tried to tell children to stay 6 feet apart? The school buses, most children in our city have to take school buses. The school buses have narrow hallways. How do children on school buses stay 6 feet apart? Where is the structure? There is, when we sit on calls, the city of Boston has had, under this mayor, a plan to rehabilitate all of its buildings, to create net zero carbon buildings, which means that the buildings will be low energy, energy efficient, and cleaner. The only buildings that they have systematically neglected are the Boston public schools. So where is the plan to open schools in September that is safe? So I just encourage everybody to go to the Boston School Committee tonight and to keep advocating for our children. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Give her another hand. Next, I'm going to bring up Gabrielle so she can have a few words if she doesn't mind. She's a City Life member. She's an employee. She's in the community. So we're just going to bring her up. She didn't even know I was going to call her. I just called her out the blue. You just got to be ready at all times.
Well, thank you very much. I'm a Christian, so I'm always ready in season and out of season, especially when it comes to doing what's right for my community and for the people that I care about. So we are here, definitely, City Life, we believe housing is a human right. I believe housing is a human right. So we all have to stand together to fight with these families. You know, I think it was in March when everybody started going home and not being able to leave the house. I was lucky enough to be able to stay home, but so many essential employees were not able to stay home. They had to take the buses, they had to go to work, and they had to go to the hospitals where people were dying left and right. And these folks, guess what? They have children too. These kids were traumatized because they were watching on TV that people were dying, in the very same place that their parents are working at, right? So these kids have so much that we need to do for them. So in other words, we need to protect those families, those essential employees through the moratorium. The moratorium, I was able to speak to so many families and tell them, guess what? You have the peace of mind of knowing that you are not gonna be displaced. You're not gonna be evicted because of this crisis. You lost your job. You are not able to make the same amount of money. Now you have additional expenses because your kids are at home. You will not be displaced because of the moratorium. Unfortunately, as we know, so many families didn't hear about the moratorium and they had been displaced. They were moved, they were evicted illegally during this crisis. And when I talk about family, I'm not talking about people with kids only. I'm talking about the single person who doesn't have a child but shared an apartment with someone or actually rented a room in somebody's home. And those people were being pushed out, especially if the landlord had any indication that they had the COVID, right? And I spoke to all these people as well. So right now we are here today to fight. We're asking you, all of you, to stand up and fight back. It's not fair. We live in the richest country in the world, right? We have all the resources and all the money in the world, right? We want to tell the world that we are a leader, and yet we cannot take care of our own. We cannot take care of people, especially not only the current generation. We are willing to destroy the lives of the next generation. Who's gonna take care of us when we are seniors at the nursing home? I don't have kids, and I always said that my responsibility is to take care of all the kids in my neighborhood. Because when I'm at the nursing home, because the time will come, if I'm blessed enough to live long enough, I will be in need of care. If it's not the nursing home, it's gonna be it's gonna be a medical facility. And if I don't take care of the kids who are right now here growing up, they will not be able to take care of me. So I'm asking the government, the people who are elected, to do what's right, the Boston School Committee to do what's right, to make sure that these kids are not gonna go into, schools that are not healthy, schools that are not clean, schools that are gonna expose them to an illness that has already killed over 170,000 people in this country. Shame on us, shame on us, and shame on us if we think that we can continue to kill children and kill people because we are so greedy. This system is a greedy system, and that's why they don't care about people. We need to put people first. People before profit. People before profit. People before profit. As I said earlier, I'm a Christian. What would your Jesus do?
Now that was radical. Give her another hand. Didn't I tell you she was radical? She just gave you a little taste. Thank you so much, Gabrielle. But while I'm actually kind of waiting for someone, I just want to say that we're on Zoom right now. Michael Curry, along with others, but I'm going to say Michael Curry because he's my friend. He gave a very powerful message on Zoom, and it's on Facebook Live, and you probably can go back or however, but there's other speakers on there that couldn't be here as well. They did an awesome job, and I want to thank you all for doing that. And those that are here, we thank you, the speakers, all the supporters and all the organizations, the parents, the community, everyone. And I also want to thank Standing Up for Racial Justice, the sound system. Give that gentleman a hand right there. Yes, they did that. And they did an awesome job. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And all the media and everybody that's here, we want to say thank you. I'm a parent in the community. Like I said, my name is Queen Warnum. I'm the CEO and founder of Women on the Rise Incorporated. So I work with women and young girls dealing with mental health issues, housing, whatever's going on. Depression, we do it all. And I'm a member and a leader. I'm on the leadership team of City Life as well and a few other organizations in the city of Boston. But as a parent, I'm with all of you out here that are saying the same thing, that before these kids go back to school, there's a lot that has to be done. First of all, safety first. Clean these schools, okay? and a whole lot of other things that have to do. A lot of schools don't have ventilation. The windows, I'm hearing that the windows can't even go down. So, right, some of them don't have windows. So that's a problem. I can't hear y'all. Is that a problem? That's a problem. And many of us are out here, if we're not parents, we have friends or family members that are parents. We all are in this boat together, just like BTU and a few others said. We're in this together. We're in this fight together. And my slogan is, when we rise together, we win forever. Can y'all say that with me? When we rise together, we win forever. So togetherness, unity is that's what we need in the community. Y'all hear that? In the community, we need unity, okay? So I just want to say, I thank you all, I appreciate. And Judy, can you come up here? Give her a hand. Give her a hand. She did this. She did it, and she don't like being the accolades and all that. I don't care what she gonna say later. But she put this together, and she did an awesome job. For the first time, she did this by herself with, had some people on the sidelines assisting her. But give her a hand. She did an awesome job. City Life, all of the supporters of City Life that are here to assist. I may not have my shirt on. It's in the back. I didn't have time to put it on. But Home Fries, we thank you. We thank all of you just for being here, for making a difference, for standing up, making a voice, raising your voice. And I'm going to pass it on to Judy. Is there anyone else that didn't say something that would like? Ruby, I need you to come up here, please. That may want to say something as a parent, as a leader, as a community, anything, you can come on. We got a few more minutes. As a grandparent, okay, we'll give you 2 minutes, that's it.
Thank you, Queen. My name is Ruby Jane Saucer, and I've been with City Life now for over 10 years. I was fighting for my home when I first introduced with City Life. And 2 years later, about 6 or 7 years later, I was in the same boat that I was in 2010. I moved in an apartment building in Mattapan, and the previous owner sold the building, and the new owner immediately wanted to raise the rent. He wanted to raise the rent to $700. And in May, he bought the building. August, he sent us a letter that he's raising the rent for $700, and he said the reason he's raising the rent is for the tenants to pay for repairs in the building. I said, no, I'm going back to City Life. City Life is the one that helped me, pushed me to find my voice, to tell this landlord, you're not getting my money because I cannot afford to pay you. So we haggled and baggled for about a year and a half, a year and 8 months. And he didn't want to move. He didn't want to make a negotiation. He didn't want to do anything. All he wanted was his $2,100, which he did not get. So we went to court. And like I say, if you don't have the money to pay your landlord, don't move. Do not move from your house. You do not have to move. The only way you need to move is when the judge tell you to move. But your landlord cannot put you out. It's against the law to put people out of their home. This is what we work for, our home, a place to stay, a roof over your head, someplace for your kids to grow up. You don't need people telling you to get out of their home. You don't have to. Go to court, fight them all the way, and that's exactly what I did. I fought, and I won. I won to stay in the place that I moved in. So I'm telling everybody, so we want to pass this bill, the greater housing stable act bill H4878. Get on the phones, call your people in the State House, and have them pass this bill. It's a bill that help you give the people a year's credit on your rent. Now I'm saying, if you're a renter, how you gonna pay back rent? you're not able to pay back rent. If you can't pay it now, they figure you could pay it back when you're paying it every month. It's impossible. So please, please call your Congress people, your state legislators, and pass this act. Guaranteed Housing Stability Act Bill H4878. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruby, for sharing her story. It takes a lot of courage to get up here and do that. And I am just like Ruby. I went through a similar situation, but I owned my own home. And because of longevity and certain things that happen over time, when the judge tells you, put something in writing that you have to sell your house when your kids get a certain age, and you kind of don't read the fine print, or there's something missing, it can be hard 18 years later. But I thank God I was strong. I fought for it. Even though it didn't say buy out or refinance, 18 years later, that was put in the clause. And I'm a fighter. And I own my own home. 24 years later, it's mine. All claims free. My name, nobody else. Thank you, Lord. But I thank City Life and other programs that worked with me in the end to help me continue to fight. And most and foremost, I thank God for allowing me to be in my home. Thank you. And now we're going to have Becca from Black Lives Matter and BTU. She's going to tell you who she is.
Hi everyone, my name's Becca. I'm with the Boston Teachers Union. First of all, I want to thank City Life leader Ivana for having us here today. It's always incredible to stand in solidarity with our community members as educators, because we know that we are all interconnected. And if any of us contract COVID, that means that we are all going down with it. And so we then need to stand up for one another and make sure that we are building power together. So really quickly, I just wanted to give a quick plug. We have another event today. It is the National Day of Action in Massachusetts. So educators from around the state are coming together and gathering in socially distanced stand-ups to pressure Governor Charlie Baker into doing the right thing. It is not responsible to be pushing a hybrid model and pushing people to go back into buildings that are clearly not safe and are not ready to welcome community members yet. So, if you are available, we are having a stand-up today at the State House, which begins at 2:30 and goes until 4. We're going to show Governor Baker that we are standing together to demand safe schools. Thank you all so much for your time.
Okay, we're at the end of our program, and I don't want to leave anybody out. If I missed anyone, or if there's anyone that wants to have words real quick. Anyone? You sure? Going once. All right, well, thank you all. We appreciate you very much for coming out. And have a great day. And fight! When we fight! When we fight! When we fight! Yes, yes! All right. Thank you. Judy, did you want to say something, Judy? Did you want to thank the people?
Okay, yes. I thank everybody who has come out today. I thank everybody for their thoughts and their words. I thank everybody for the support of City Life and for other organizations that also are in solidarity with City Life and with each other. This was an event that we put together. We had a caravan that came from Jamaica Plan through Roxbury, through Mattapan, through Roxbury and Dorchester, and now they're also going to be, I think, at the 2:30 meeting. They're also going to be, some of the people from here and some of the people from who are not here are also going to be with the action that's going on at the State House at 2:30 this afternoon. And so it's time that we let Governor America know that this could be his last term.
That ends this event for the day. And those that want to go to the State House, please feel free. Thank you. Have a blessed day, be safe, and continue to fight. Now, I gave y'all a slogan. Do y'all remember what I said? Can you say that again, Becca? One more time. No, I didn't say fight.
When we rise together, we win together.
When we rise together. When we rise together, we win forever. Can we say that? When we rise together, we win forever. One more time. When we rise together, we win forever. One more time.
Rise together, we win forever.
Yay! Hey! All right. Thank you all. Anyone from City Life, please come up and take a picture with us. If you're here from City Life or anybody wants to get in the picture, please come on up. Come on, City Life and anybody else. Come on and get in this picture.
What's the step there? What's the step? Don't even worry about it, man.
I got you. It's on the counter. You gotta get me something too.
Yeah.
Everybody in this photo? No, this right here. We're gonna take two. Hold on. City Lights. Yay! You gotta take a picture. Come on. Everybody, come on. One more. Yeah. Come on, Julie. Like holding hands. Don't show this. Oh, that's right. Good job, guys. Go anything. Do anything. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. And y'all coming off to say still.
Give me a couple minutes.
All right, my man. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Resistance over there. You can catch them on YouTube. The Resistance. I'm gonna sign off on this one. I'm gonna keep the YouTube one going and sign up on the Facebook one.
habilidad para las familias a estar en sus casas para tener
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna head back up there in a few.
Yeah.
it. If you have to do it, you have to do it.
Yeah, and I love
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right, take care. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Resistance right here.
What's going on,
Yeah,
y'all?
this is the man. Check him out on YouTube, The Resistance. He got pretty good videos out there.
Check me out.
Yeah.
eyesonbluebloods@gmail.com. BYEZONBLUEBLOODZ. The Resistance on YouTube.
All right. Pretty good turnout.